Just like that, it's 6 o'clock. It's Friday. It's time for the WARNO. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew, here to tell you what's going on in the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area this weekend. I have to turn the volume down over there, sorry. Corey Miller is watching. Please, Corey, if you have a show this weekend, I may have gotten my dates screwed up, so send me the deets quickly in there. If you're doing a show at the Den this weekend, I think I have most of the details down, but I don't know who's performing. So if you send that to me, I'll be sure to give that a shout out right now. The WARNO lasts the length of one beer. This weekend's beer is a Yingling Black and Tan. I bought a six-pack of them. Might as well drink them. The commemorative cup that we'll be using this evening goes all the way back to 2008, 15-kilometer run, the Gate River Run in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm using this cup because a friend of mine thinks he's going to do the Gate River Run again, and I want him to do that. It motivates me. We ran that thing together, and let me tell you, that was a tough run. There's a lot of bridges in Jacksonville. Not a lot of hills, just a lot of bridges. Let's get the timer started right now. The WARNO lasts the length of one beer. I do check the comments periodically. I have not got the producer on board with like reading the comments to me in a cute little pearl earring. I haven't got her to do that yet. I would look good at pearls. Don't you knock it until you try it. That is that black and tan. It pours nice. I was going to use one of my old ship's mugs from the BB-61, the USS Iowa. Problem is, it's not clear. You wouldn't be able to see the beer. So, hey, Senior Chief. Senior Chief talking Senior Chief. There are three freaking Senior Chiefs in the room. And Corey. And other people who I don't know. Because I can't see your name. You make comments, I can see your name. Let's start the timer. Here it is. It's Friday night. It's the WARNO. The WARNO tells you about things going on in the area that you may or may not want to participate in. Tonight, at the Coexist Bong Shop / Museum, I guess it's called, I don't know what it is. It's known as the Van Show. Dom Driscoll, funny comedian, local guy, drives around in a van and just does random spots of comedy at different locations. Tonight they're doing it at Coexist. That is on 310 South Front Street in Steelton. Tickets are $10. It's BYOB. I've never been to a comedy show that was BYOB. I have been to a strip club that was BYOB. Strip club was in Alabama. Package store was across the street. Strip club was here, owned by the same people. You could go there and buy your beer, and you could bring it to the club. You could drink in that club, which led me, you could smoke in that club, which led me to one of my favorite jokes. If in Alabama you're allowed to smoke in a strip club, which leads me to question, if smoking's bad for one set of lips, I'm going to take shit over that. It's okay. Yes, Steelton is a rough place. We agree. Yes, I do have the Iowa mug. And yes, it is cool. Mr. Taney being one of our super fans, I'll show it to you. Look at that, James. Ooh, huh? And it's a limited edition. Ooh. And if they put this on like the Antique Roadshow, they'd be like, hey, it's got a big ding in it. Yeah, this was a coffee cup used on a battleship. Dings happened. Limited edition or not. So Coexist, that is starting at 8 o'clock tonight. Tickets $10, 310 South Front Street. Here's who I know is going to be there. Dom's going to be there running the show. Mr. Anthony Pickle, he's going to be there. Jesse James Martin is going to be there. Matt, not Matt Holt, but then Matt somebody. I have to cheat a little bit. Matt Hawley, Yan Alvarez, and Stephen Potter. That's 310 South Front Street at Coexist. Starts at 8 o'clock. BYOB. Mission, $10 at the door. After the show, strange thing they do here, and I like it, they do an open mic. Comics come out, they watch the show, and then afterwards they do some time. Now, there's no way I could support them and at the same time not support someone else doing comedy tonight. Because our friend, Drew Brooks, I don't know why he's not Andrew anymore, but it seems like he's only going by Drew. So I'm going to respect him and say Drew Brooks is the feature act tonight at the Comedy Zone. On Friday nights, the Comedy Zone shows start at 8:15. Gives you a little bit more time after work to get there. These tickets are $10 up to $180, okay? Go on the website, hbgcomedyzone.com. HBG, Harrisburg, comedyzone.com. You can buy your tickets in advance at the door. There's a small buy in advance fee, but they're only $10. They go up in price, but currently you can get them for as low as $10. And there's really not a bad seat in the room. There's not a bad seat in the room. It's a great club. I enjoy the club. Not only is Andrew Brooks doing a feature spot at the Comedy Zone tonight, opening up for Jay Bliss, our friend Malik Stark is going to be the MC. So we got a lot of love in the room tonight, and that's Friday night. You got Coexist going on down in Front Street in Steelton, and you got the Comedy Zone, as always, Friday night, talent from all over the nation. This weekend, Malik Stark is the MC, and Drew Brooks is the feature, and Jay Bliss is your headliner. That's your Friday night. Time for a sip, and to look at some comments. Yeah, I agree. Drew is a chill, hip name. I don't know. I know a lot of Andrews. All of them strangely go by Andrew. You know, you don't get a lot of Drews. Maybe that's because they have so many Andrews here. He's taking it down to Drew, which is better than Andy, because he's kind of a ginger. So he wouldn't do good with Andy. All right, that's your Friday night. Let's talk about Saturday. What's going on Saturday? As I have told you in my recent adventures exploring the central Pennsylvania, I've learned that when they build a firehouse here, they have two requirements. One, they got to be able to put their trucks in them. Makes sense. Two, they got to have a bingo hall, because these are volunteer fire departments and they raise money all the time. And one of the main ways they raise money is with a pancake breakfast, delicious, and with bingo. So our local fire department, Enola Fire Volunteer, freaking volunteer. And the reason I emphasize volunteers, because the reason they're begging for money is because they don't get paid. Enola Volunteer Fire Company number 3, tomorrow night is having mystery prize bingo. Now, I've read all of the instructions on this, and I can't do it justice. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You're going to go there. It's a big bingo hall. You're going to play bingo. It's $30 in advance, $35 at the door, and that's like 20 games worth of tickets. But you could buy more, and you could play more, but they've got these 4 mystery prizes that there's going to be if you win, you get to draw, and the drawing's worth more than $100, and there's all of these crazy rules. But what you need to know is the doors open at 5, bingo starts at 6, the kitchen is open, and I gotta assume it's probably BYOB. They do a lot of BYOB in Pennsylvania, because it's easier than getting a liquor license. But the other states have workarounds. They know if you bring alcohol into the establishment, you have to have a liquor license. But Pennsylvania, they say nay. Pinkies up. All right. So that's Saturday evening, starting at 5. Doors open at 5. Show starts. Bingo starts at 6. If that's not if that's not what you want to do, go to Comedy Zone. As I already told you, tickets are cheap. You're going to get quality entertainment from people I know. I know Malik Stark. I know Drew Brooks. I don't know Jay Bliss, but I heard he's good. So go check them out. That show starts tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Usually doors open 30 minutes early, so 7:30. Get you in. Great. There's no bad seat in the house. The food is great. The beer is cheap. It's a wonderful venue for comedy. That's tomorrow night. I haven't seen anything from Corey yet, so if he's got anything going on the Den, Sunday, I failed him. I failed him. I failed you. I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. But the producer says I've been failing people a lot. She says I'm not. We have an international audience. My partner, she's in Spain. I'm here. I've got friends all over the world. You could be anywhere in the world, and I'm telling you things about what's going on here in Central Pennsylvania, because I've got a large audience in Central Pennsylvania, and I want to share the information with them. And I need to talk about something. She recommends I talk about her hot take of the week, or T-Bone's hot take of the week. She'll feed me something, and I'll come up with something. And then she forgot to come up with something. She was really reaching for straws at the last minute. We'll go to that last. The next thing we're going to talk about is Sunday. What's happened Sunday, T-Bone? Great question. As far as I know, The only thing we got going on Sunday is at 10:30 in the morning, we tape the supplemental. The supplemental is a fun time. We talk about your national days of the week. We do some kind of community service event or thing, community service note, community service information, and we finish it off with a This Week in History trivia contest. It's only 7 questions. They're not that hard, but we, all of us that have ever played this game, have failed to get 7 correct in a row. No one has scored a 100 on the This Week in History trivia contest. And we're not dumb. We're smart people. You just dropped a mic? She wants me to talk to you about MasterChef. Now, as you know, my partner is a chef, and we talk about chef stuff every week. We even have listeners sending in questions to ask the chef. By the way, thanks for that, Russ. That was pretty cool. Right now, in the current episodes of MasterChef, you've got 4 generations battling it out against each other. You got the baby boomers, you got the Gen Xers, you got the millennials, and the Gen Zs. They're putting their best chefs forward, and they're going to chef it off to see who's the bestest of the cheftists. My wife is a beautiful woman, and she's very smart. And she's also coy. And she believes that by playing dumb, I find her more attractive. And maybe I do. It could be that I like feeling smart and she makes me feel pretty. So the ongoing thing we have been discussing is, what generation are you? Do you know if someone were to walk up to you with a gun to your head, remember this is just a lighter, relax, and say, I'm still not going to do things you wouldn't do with guns even though it's a toy? Because if someone ran up to you with a gun to your head and said, tell me what generation you are right now, and if you get it wrong, I'm going to kill you. I don't know what generation would be so aggressive. Mr. Taney believes he is Gen X. I don't know if that's necessarily true, Mr. Taney, because you're a wee bit younger than I am, and I am, without a doubt, Generation X. But you could just look good for your age. You may be Generation X on the line. Maybe. Or you could be a millennial in denial. I prefer to think that you're probably a millennial in denial. It's okay. Still love you. Most of the young comic people I'm dealing with these days, or I'm watching, I'm not dealing with them. I'm just checking them out. I'm watching them grow. It gives me joy. I enjoy it. All right. So I go and I watch the young comics work their stuff out, and I get a kick out of it. And most of them are Gen Z. Some of them are millennials. Very few of them are Gen X, and none of them are baby boomers. Get your math straight. But the blonde I live with likes to repeatedly ask me, are you sure we're Gen X? I'm like, yes, we're Gen X. Are you sure? Because that doesn't sound like us. Because she's hip and she listens to Gen Z music. And she thinks because she listens to Gen Z music, she can be Gen Z. And right now I have that Beyonce song in my head about playing Texas Hold'em. It's time to wrap this up. I am on the edge of glory. Rachel finally decides to show up. That means Timmy's nearby. Oh, no, Timmy's visiting children and grandchildren, isn't he? I don't know. But I do know. You can always go back and watch the rest of this later. The next big thing I've got, 10:30 Sunday mornings, the supplemental. Look forward to seeing you there. It's a good time had by all. I probably got more than one sip left, so if you got any questions, get them in now. Peekers up. She's laughing. I'm good. I used a rotary phone and had a black and white TV growing up, so well, maybe I was just poor. I was going to say, you're not Gen X, you were just poor. I forgot to turn the AC off, and it's about to kick on, so I've got to wrap this up. She says papaya rules. I say she's wrong. I am not a fan of McLaren. It is Racer Weekend in Azerbaijan. Let's go, Scuderia Ferrari. For Team Red, I'm signing out. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you could be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Say it with me. Arriba, e abajo, e centro, e pa dentro. Stay safe, everybody.